another advice video, and that is how to stay organized throughout life, college, high school, whatever. It is really good to be organized even if you're going to school or if you're working, just so that you can have your life in order. And I'm going to give you a few tips on staying organized and how you can do that really easily. Okay, so tip number 1 is to use a planner, and this is really important because planners can help you keep your appointments on track or your assignments, meetings, anything like that. Planners are probably the biggest thing that can help you in organization. They are really inexpensive. You can buy them from Target or Walmart for like $2 or $3, and they last you for an entire year, and you can write all of your appointments. You can write when you have assignments due. I'm still in school, so I like to kind of color coordinate my planner and do it for each different subject. I don't really have like social events or stuff like that, so I don't really use it for social events. I just use it for school, and I like to color coordinate it just to make it even more organized. So I'll do like math, maybe a pink color, and then English like a green color, and then science a purple color, and so on and so forth. And I like to use planners because I always forget things, and if you are very forgetful and you just like to have everything written down so that you remember, I think that planners are probably the best thing to keep you guys organized. So number 2, try to use separate notebooks for each class, or try to at least separate a section of each binder for your class. I like to use dividers because they just keep everything organized, and then inside the big dividers I like to put 3 dividers inside of it. I like to put notes, handouts, and projects or like assignments or things like that. Handouts are usually just like course syllabuses, things like that. Notes are just things that we take in class, and then assignments are like if you get any papers that have projects on it, then I just like to put it there. And that is how I like to separate everything. It keeps everything so much neater and nicer as opposed to keeping like notes, handouts, and everything together, because then you won't be able to find it all. And of course, you have to separate each of your subjects so that it's much easier to get into. If you guys like to use dividers, then go ahead and use that. If you guys like to use separate binders for each class, then do what works for you, because that is the most important thing. Number 3, try to keep all of your papers. I always keep every single paper that my teacher gives back to me. This is going to really help you when you have finals, or if you have like a big end of the year project, because you have all of your papers that you can study from. I just keep a big box that you just get from Costco, because they give you boxes with your food instead of bags, and I just use that for my school papers, and I always go back and find papers that I need for my finals and maybe old study guides if your teachers give them to you, or if not, you could just take a photocopy of them before you turn them in so that you can still have your study guide with you for the end of the year final exam. So I think that those are really, really important to keep all of your papers. Also, your teachers might not put the correct grade in your grade book or the grade book. My grade book is online, so sometimes it doesn't really work. So if something gets messed up, you have the paper and you can show your teacher that you did it and what grade you got, and you also have it for finals. So definitely keep all of your papers. Number 4, try to clean your backpack at least once a week. And I know that throughout the weekdays my backpack gets really, really stuffed because I don't really have time to go through my backpack and clean it out after I do my homework, because I usually do my homework until really late at night. So I like to set up a date, either on Friday after school or Saturday or Sunday. You can just take a few minutes to just clean out your binder and put all of the papers that you might have gotten back that week into your little box so that you don't carry it around if you don't need it. And you can take the papers from that flap that you have at the binder, because I know I always accumulate a ton of papers there, and you can section them off in the actual binder portion. So just take 1 hour or even less. You could take 30 minutes. If you don't accumulate that many papers, it'll probably take 5 minutes. So just take a few minutes to clean your backpack out, and it'll really, really help. Number 5, try to keep your at-home study area clean. I like to study on my desk, which usually gets really, really cluttered, with makeup and books and different things like that, but try to keep it clean. I like to clean it every few days or so, because it always gets very, very messy. So try to keep your at-home study area clean, or just study downstairs, like on your kitchen table. Usually my kitchen table isn't very like messy or has a lot of distractions on it. I know that my desk has my computer on it, so it's really, really distracting. But just try to keep whatever study area that you like to study at clean and clear of any distractions. Number 6, use pencil cases in your backpack to keep small things in them, like maybe little staples or a stapler if you have it, glue, scissors, erasers, anything like that. Just keep it all in your pencil case, because if they're kind of like scrambled around your backpack, you probably won't be able to find it. And if you're frantically looking for a stapler right before a test because you need to staple something, you won't be able to like access it that easily. So just try to keep everything in one place. Number 7, this is going to help you stay organized all throughout life, and that is to set goals for yourself. This is really important. Don't just start the school year and be like, I'll do whatever I do. Maybe you have a goal that's get mostly straight A's and maybe a few B's, or maybe if you usually get B's and C's, make it a goal to get at least one A this year. And don't set too unrealistic goals. Like if you usually get B's and C's, don't be like, I'm getting straight A's, because if you end up getting like another B or something, then you'll get very discouraged and you'll just quit. And that's what I like usually do. If I set my goals way too high and I can't reach them, then I'll just quit and be like, it's not worth it. But if you guys just set realistic goals for yourselves, then you will feel a lot more encouraged to reach them, and you'll be able to reach them a lot quicker and a lot easier, and you won't be so frustrated with yourself because you're not reaching those goals. Number 8, this is really, really important, especially if you're going to school. Put everything in your backpack the night before. Don't like scramble in the morning to put everything in your backpack, because I always do that, and then I freak out, and then I just panic and I can't find anything. So just try to put everything in your backpack the night before, and you won't have any problems, and everything will be set and ready. And if you have to print something out, then print it out the night before, so that in the morning, if you realize that your printer doesn't have ink, you won't start freaking out because you can't print out your paper. So just try to get all of your assignments printed and in your backpack the night before, and then you can just grab your backpack in the morning and just leave without being all panicked. Number 9. Do what works for you. If you guys like to use separate notebooks because it keeps you more organized, then do that. If you guys like to just use folders, then use that. Or if you like a whole entire big binder and it works for you, then use that. Because whatever you guys have that works for you is probably going to be the best. And if you don't have something that works for you, maybe like a big binder always gets unorganized and just terrible and a big cluttered mess, then maybe you can go to 2 binders, or maybe you could use separate folders. So just try to slightly tweak what you do already if it doesn't work for you, because you need to find something that works for you, and you can just use it all throughout your school years and throughout life to keep yourself organized. I found that I like to use 2 binders, and that's the best for me, and so that is what I've been using all throughout high school, and that's what keeps me organized. So just do what works for you. Number 10, this is probably more for procrastinators like me. Set a study time, because this is really, really going to help you. So what I like to do is I'll get an assignment in class, and if it's like a really, really big assignment, usually like a science packet for say, and I will set like a time that I can think that I can do it, and so it'll probably be like an hour if it's a very, very long assignment, and if I do it under an hour, like maybe in 50 minutes, I'll get like a little 10-minute break and kind of reward myself for doing it a little bit earlier. And I kind of like to schedule my time like that, like from 3 to 4 I'll do my science packet, from 4 to 4:30 I'll do my math homework, from 4:30 to 5 I'll write part of my research paper or something like that. And that will really, really help you. Try to set realistic times though. Don't be like, in 2 hours I will finish my English packet or something like that, and then you'll finish it in 1 hour and give yourself an hour break. Just try to give yourself like a realistic time that you can do it, and then if you finish it earlier, you can kind of reward yourself with maybe taking like a break, listening to music, dancing around. So setting a study time will really help. Number 11, this kind of goes with number 10. After you set your study time, then you can allow yourself to go on the computer. Don't go on the computer like right when you go home. Don't open any TV, computers, or anything like that, because it'll get you distracted and you probably won't get off the computer or TV until like 6 or 7 at night, and then you'll realize you don't have enough time to do your homework. So only allow yourself to go on the computer or watch TV or go on Instagram or text someone after you finish studying, you finish doing all of your homework. Usually by like 8 o'clock, if I'm done with everything, I'll let myself go on the computer for like an hour until 9, and then I'll go to bed. So after you finish studying, you can give yourself like a little bit of time and just reward yourself for doing so good. And just try, really try not to be tempted to open your computer, because you'll be like, I'm gonna go on Facebook for like 10 minutes, but it'll probably end up being like 3 hours, because I always do that too. So just try to stray away from your computers or TVs or electronics or something that'll distract you. Number 12, try to find your best study place. If you study better at your desk, then do that. Or if you study better on the floor, I like to study in my mom's room. I think that it gives me good luck or something. I'm kind of like superstitious, I guess. So I will always go study in her room. It's very quiet. It's nice. I'll just sit on my parents' really big bed, and it'll be really nice and calming, and I'll be able to study. I don't like to study with music on because it kind of distracts me, especially if I know the lyrics, because I'll just start singing. But if you guys like to listen to music while you study, then go ahead and do that. Or if you guys like to sit on your bed or floor or wherever you feel most comfortable, then go ahead and do that. And the last one, number 13, is the most important, and that is to work in class if your teacher gives you the time. My math teacher always takes like 30 minutes to go over notes with us, and then we get the rest of the class period, which is usually like 20 to 25 minutes, to do our homework. And if you guys utilize your time that the teacher gives you, then you will get your homework done so much easier and quicker, and you might even get the whole entire thing done, and then you don't have to go home and do your homework, which is really awesome. So just try to utilize your time. If your teacher gives you time, don't use this time to talk to your friends in class, because then you will get distracted and you won't finish your homework. You probably won't even start your homework, and then you'll have to do it at home. And so just try to do it in class. So those are my 13 tips on how to stay organized throughout your school years and throughout life in general. I think these are really good for high school. I hope I have helped you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys!